How y'all doing? We're gonna do what it do. This is Alvin from Trying Success, where your health is your what? Your wealth. So look guys, remember the show I did last week on Trying Success? So of course you know I do the Alvin Eats Healthy. So I have a guest that we highlighted his book last week, and he's on the show with me today. His name is Jay. The name of the book I highlighted last week, I'm gonna let him tell you the name of the book and a little bit about what we're gonna talk about today, and I'm gonna cook. So really he don't know, he's gonna be doing most of the talking. I'm gonna be asking him questions and stuff.
Hello, I'm JaQuintin Means. I go by Jay. I also go by The Wandering Alchemist. Last week on the podcast, we talked about my first novel, which is titled Willie. It's an historical fiction novel set in Arkansas. Initially meant to be about mind control, but also set out to kind of try to heal racism with that. And today we're talking about my first book that came out in 2016, which is called Thoughts of a Prince. And it's a collection of my journal writings, essays, prose, just really exposing myself and showing who I was at these certain stages in my life.
You're not that person no more?
I'm always that person. You know, we grow and we learn.
That book, Willie, y'all, that book is gonna make you scream and be yelling into my fight. It's about slavery, but anyway, the book is really good. You have to get that book. Make sure you go to Trying Success and you'll see what I'm talking about, the name of the book. I left my book at home, so I don't have to show it to you, but it's called Willie. But anyway, so today, I couldn't have a conversation without some food. Y'all seen me make this little vegan sausage before. We got sweet potato fries, like sweet potato chunks we're gonna do. And so we're gonna make something like a Philly with vegetarian beans and sausage. Just like a little down-hole, quick, but good meal. So he's never had my food. My food is just as good as his writings. Just wanna say, put that out there, but anyway, about to get started.
That smells good.
Already, huh? Turn the stove on. We'll be good to go. You cook a lot at home?
Yeah, I do. I cooked in restaurants, but I was a sous chef for a little while when I was young.
All right, y'all see these beans and these vegan sausages. Let me tell you right quick about the vegan sausage. I told you before, if you're eating a vegan sausage, especially the Beyond sausage, make sure you drink a lot of water. Most vegan products have a lot of salt in them in order to keep the shelf life. And especially if you want those people to have high blood pressure and stuff like that, vegan food has a lot of sodium in it. A lot of it does. Make sure it doesn't have any soy in it. Soy is not actually good for you, especially if you're an African-American male. All right, look it up. You see what I'm talking about. Stay away from the soy products. All right, so we're gonna make some sweet potatoes, and then we're gonna talk to Jay about his book while I'm doing this. I'm just gonna make some regular sweet potato fries in the air fryer, and then we're gonna have these nice little buns. So I'm gonna make it like a sausage. What I call it? It's like a Philly.
Like a Philly.
Yeah, Philly cheese sausage. Just the cover of it is fascinating to me. What's with this book?
I really started writing in high school. And even back then I had this dream of taking my journal writings and turning them into a book somehow. So me and my friend, we worked together on it. Actually, one of my friends from high school did the cover.
Okay.
So we basically turned it into an art project. So it's like a mix of like poetry, but it has like all this original art in it too.
Okay.
It's kind of like telling its own type of stories along the way. So it was a collection of just poems from like the time of 17 till about 24. But then you also got stuff from when I was entering into the minister world, and when I was actually leaving being a minister the first time around.
Okay.
So it's like a good, how can I put it? It's like an expose of my life during that time period.
Okay.
And the idea of putting this out was, if I could be this vulnerable in my first project, then I won't have a problem.
And look at this artwork though. Check it out, look at this artwork. Did you draw this?
No, so my friend, I had another friend, a different one that did the cover.
Okay.
My friend actually did a lot of my tattoos. This is his original artwork.
Okay.
And he did a lot of these pieces for the book.
Okay.
What this did, it taught me how to not only write a book and put out a project, but I designed it myself, the lettering, putting the grayscale, putting all the artwork inside. So it's just like a big learning process. And like I said, it allowed me to be like really vulnerable. I believe there's a lot of beauty in the world. And like, I used to always want to be a painter or, you know, an artist, that type of way.
Okay.
And I can't draw or paint to save my life. So it's like writing allows me to like paint with words instead.
Okay. I want to tell y'all, our sponsor, this guy right here, his name is Wayne James. This is the seasoning, y'all, we use for our foods here, for the sausage and the vegan beans. Wayne James, let me put it to you like this, Wayne James seasoning is one of those seasonings, even if you can't cook that good, if you use this, it helps you out.
Before we get started on our journey through the thoughts of a prince, let me give you a little insight about myself. My name is JaQuintin Means. I'm 24 years old and I was born and raised in the beautiful natural state of Arkansas. In my short time in this world, I have had the pleasure of working and serving in positions of leadership. One of those positions was a minister in training and youth pastor in the Methodist Church. To hold such a position right off the streets opened my eyes to a more divine plan for my life. Those are a few lines of, that was the intro. The foreword is more of like a story, telling like a story.
So what would you tell your 24-year-old self now that you are now? What would you tell a 24-year-old Jay right now?
You know, that's a good question.
I borrowed that question from Oprah. I've heard her ask people that make it seem like I really came up with it. But what would you ask your 24-year-old self?
Don't change. I think when I was 24, I was way more pure. And I wasn't naive about the world, really. And you can tell that when you read it. But I wasn't naive about the world, and I was very fearless. And I think like over the time from 24 to now, it's like I really had to wrestle with fear. I had to wrestle with my confidence, and I had to like relearn who that 24-year-old one was, but with the lessons of life that I've learned along the way. So probably be like, don't change.
So let me ask you something. So based on, you went from poetry in this book to real serious slavery type stuff. And what's the other book?
So I'm working on the series for Willie. So that'll have 2 and 3 books. And the other one is a historical fantasy. And you can read it. I've been writing it chapter by chapter and putting it on my website at thewonderingalchemist.com. So people can read that completely for free.
Okay.
And it's more like ancient history. Like the assassins, like ancient Rome, the way that their religion works, the symbolism of it all, the spirituality of it all, you know, how the citizens themselves dealt with like this type of world. So it's really just trying to give people a glimpse of like those ancient days, the ancient magic, but also like give them a captivating story that kind of, you know.
You know what's interesting is to see you go from now, you know, you've gone from 3 different dynamics, right? A nice little poetry, y'all. And then he goes to a serious, like, I want to fight and beat him down thing. And that's a series, like a television show. I really can see that being a television show. I'm really happy you're on the show. I was so excited, like, I'm coming to Atlanta. I was like, for real? And he came for real. I
That's
appreciate
what everybody keeps saying. Like, you're actually here. Like, yeah, of course. I said I was coming.
How would you feel if somebody turned your book into a television series, like Willie?
It'd be like a dream come true. And I wrote it in such a way to where it would be easier to do that. Like the setting is very real, the conversations are very real, the way the room feels, it's like it's all there. So that's always been one of my dreams, is to my writings to turn to movies and TV shows. I actually wrote a short story not too long ago that as soon as I read it to my little brother, he's like, yeah, bro, that seems like a little mini movie.
So we'll be right back. We'll come back. Potatoes be ready. I'm gonna let Jay sample my food because he's from the South. Tell me the truth about my food, man. I'll be like,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
all right, what it do? This is Alvin again. Alvin eats healthy. Well, your health is your wealth. Got my man Jay here. We're talking about the book, that little piece of, it's not poetry. It was like just the intro.
That was just the intro.
Intro with a little poetry feel to it. Okay, cool. So we're about ready to take these potatoes out of the oven. There we go. Look at that, Jay.
Yeah, that looks good.
These are roasted sweet potatoes with a little vegan butter you pour on them. So, and I made this with olive oil and some Wayne James seasoning. Wayne James seasoning is what we use for these potatoes. Now, the bread, about to put it in the oven here, toast it a little bit. Yeah. I think it may be high. Here we go. Look at that. What you see in there now is a little cheese. I put a little cheese in there. This is vegan, healthy. So give me a minute to get this bread toasted, put it out. When you see it again, it's gonna be ready to eat. Be right back. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, so when your book go to movie, I'm gonna need you see the pasta here. We need some tickets.
I got you.
That includes plane, lodging, and all that kind of, not just tickets to the, how we gonna get there, you know what I'm saying? All right, here we go, y'all, making it do what it do. Check it out. All this is vegan, people. All this is vegan. This is what you have in there. You have the Beyond sauce, and then we have the vegan beans and onions and bell peppers and some Wayne James seasoning. And then my favorite, look at that, sweet potatoes. All I put was some olive oil on it, Wayne James seasoning, and some vegan butter. And we got a meal. Let's start with the potatoes. Tell me what you think.
That's nice. That's good.
That's vegan. Can you believe that?
That's good.
All right, y'all. Thank you all so much for watching Alvin Eats Healthy with my main man, Jay here. Please make sure you go on Amazon or go on his website. Tell me your website, man. You still got your mouth full?
My website is thewanderingalchemist.com. You can also find me on TikTok, The Wandering Alchemist, and on Instagram, _Wandering Alchemist.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching Alvin Eats Healthy, where your what? Your health is your wealth. See you later. I'm out.
Nah, that's good for real. I knew you had a cooking show, but you don't be knowing.